Hi guys, it's me just on the scene again, and for this video, which is gonna be covering a very absurd and stupid topic. I have been I'm a little buzzed up from drinking a beer because this topic for this video is just so crazy and so stupid that I figured I would loosen up for this. Now, we all know that Donald Trump has worldwide aspirations to become a dictator and to expand the territory of the United States in the worst way possible. So, first it was Venezuela. Now he's in Cuba, Canada, Mexico, and now he's been trying for Greenland just to see if he can either bribe the people there or buy it, outright. But now maybe floating the idea about taking the thing by force, and it's real quick, interesting that he picked now full time to do it during the cold and icy season of winter. And besides all the joking about taking Iceland too, this is gonna be a very colossal military failure if he tries for it. Because because we all know from history that Napoleon and Mr. H of German history tried to do the same for Russia, and it worked so well for them in the past because of the cold and the extreme wintry conditions go up north. But besides all that, I can only speculate for so long before it starts getting a little monotonous. But this is where the topic of the video comes into play, because Trump thinks that all threats to other countries can work out with equal success, if you will. And I put success in quotation because it really isn't very successful at all. Because Trump wants Greenland in the worst way possible. He said that it's because of some psychological need that he has to get something that he is denied. And he also said that it's for national defense. Or something about building the Golden Dome around the United States and to protect the United States from Russia and China. First of all, he forgets about Alaska being right within 100 kilometers of the Russian border. Second of all, I believe that Russia was supposed to be his friend, so what's the big deal with that? And third of all, if Trump is serious about this whole Golden Dome thing, he doesn't need to expand the territory out to be that much more that he has to cover in the dome. Okay, that just seems like a big waste of money. And plus, you got the little area of Canada to deal with. The in-between between Alaska and Greenland. So besides all that, he wants to try to bully anybody that wants to get in the way and say no to the expansion of the territory of the United States into Greenland. And it's because Greenland right now is owned and operated by the country of Denmark. which is a little nation in middle northern Europe. So, the point I'm trying to make is that because Denmark is a member of NATO, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, where if one nation is being attacked, the others will get involved and defend it. So if the United States were to go in militarily by force into Greenland, Denmark and the other NATO allies would get involved and defend the country or the territory of Greenland. Makes sense, right? So far. But Trump, on the other hand, still under the impression that tariffs affect the country that it's imposed on, is threatening to put tests on countries that were to defend the territory of Greenland and Denmark as a whole. Now, this is very, very stupid because I feel like telling Trump that we Americans are the ones that pay the tariffs. You stupid fuck. So, anytime that he imposes a tariff on France, Germany, Belgium, Italy, Ukraine, for example, well, it's not in NATO yet, but Poland. The list goes on. Guess who pays for it? Not those countries. We pay the tariffs. So it's like the other countries' leaders are like, oh, he's willing to put tariffs on us, so therefore he can't punish his own people. So it's like, quit hating yourself. So to me, that's kind of like a stupid thing to do, because we rely on Europe for so many things. I can't think of them offhand, but I know that there are several items that we import from Europe and whatnot. So basically, Trump is going to increase the cost of goods in America because he is a stupid guy, a very stupid guy. And that's the point. Like you just the people, the businessmen, and the politicians in Europe saying, "Oh no, don't do that. Whatever will we do? Please don't put tariffs on us. We won't have anything to do with master, slave driver, dictator." It's like Trump doesn't understand the concept of a tariff. He doesn't understand that he's gonna hurt Americans and American businesses by doing that. But don't forget, he said that he was gonna run America like a business, a Trump business in particular, meaning everything right down into the ground. And I'm gonna bet you that if he were to tariff all of Europe, that wouldn't include Russia, which is a country that is on both Asia and Europe. So I think that if Trump does back behind his bolster of I'm gonna tax Europe, I'm gonna tax all the countries in Europe, thinking that it's some kind of an economic type of punishment or a threat or whatever, that he's fulfilling and stuff. But it's complete hogwash. It's preposterous that by taxing all those countries in Europe that'll make a dent in their own output, GDP, or whatever. He's just gonna hurt himself and our country and our business people. But he don't care. He thinks he's right, and it's only what he thinks is right is perfect. It's pitch perfect. Just like he wants a participation award for Nobel Peace Prize, and Machado gave it to him, even though it was clearly a very pathetic and childish move on her part, and naive that she would actually get anything in return for such a little gift bag. Yeah, that's really gonna go over big with Venezuela for her. I bet you probably expected to become president of Venezuela because of that, getting into Trump's good graces. But I don't think that any worth a damn. I don't think Trump will actually reward her with anything. In fact, I don't think that he actually did give her anything besides a pat on the head. And yeah, that's really sad to see such an honorable and prestigious award like the Nobel Prize could such a weak, pathetic woman, and then to be given to a weak, pathetic man too on top of that. But like the Nobel Committee said, it can't transfer it, can't give it to somebody, you can't you give the physical object to that person, but it won't come for Jack Luke's plot. So even though Trump does have the Nobel Peace Prize, he didn't earn it. It means nothing. She earned it, but barely. I mean, I wouldn't give him an award like that if I earned it myself. But this is the world we live in. Anyway, I don't like the idea about Trump's Greenland tariffs, but I do find it really amusing that he wants to try to threaten countries with something that will hurt his own people. I mean, he doesn't give a shit. He's over there, sitting pretty king best health coverage in the world. It's over there with the gold ballroom being built, and he modeled the White House into a marble mausoleum type thing. So he doesn't care about the average everyday man. He can put tariffs on 100% on every country in the world, and he won't give a shit because he doesn't have to pay for anything himself. And even if he did, he's so rich that he can afford anything and everything they want on the 100. Whereas us poor people, we have to deal with his poor decisions and his poor, his brash impulsiveness of, I'm gonna tax everybody. I'm gonna tariff other countries and therefore my own people for some reason. And then why is it for coming at me with pitchforks and knives and swords? But yeah, this is my long-winded video about Trump's Greenland tariffs. I think I will do this now while I still got my buzz on a little bit. Before I get into more serious matters, talking about Iceberg Truckers TV show, before I talk about the movie. So anyway, if you guys like what you see here and you want to see more of my videos, like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel. You can also contact me for future information on future videos, but by calling or texting me at 631-707-3707. Or if you want, you can follow me on Twitter at PNelsonPro. Also, you can get me on my email address at jjsviewingchannel@gmail.com. So, I salute everyone involved with it, with the army and stuff tonight. So really sorry for people who have to listen to him because he's the commander chief and whatnot. But here's an idea for you. Since the ice people are so brave and so much involved with protecting the borders and stuff against the evil people and whatnot, and so gung-ho and beating down people and shooting innocent people in the face and whatnot. Well, why don't you send them to defend the border? And why don't you send them to take Greenland by force? You know, I'm sure they're probably going to be very welcome up there. I mean, the name ice, it's in the name ice. They're meant for ice and cold planets. In fact, I find it very funny that they show them all slipping on ice. You know, I think that's kind of oxymoron. Kind of like Trump being governed only by his morality, which is a bunch of hogwash because he ain't got no morality. But yeah, peace out, my brothers and sisters. I'll see you in the next video. All the girls and guys into the land. See ya. Ta-ta. Sayonara.